Hello there, everyone. Thanks again for tuning into Sims Workshop. Hope you are all having a wonderful day. So, today we're going to be talking about Spellbound by F.T. Lukens. I have to say, this was such a cute novel. I absolutely love this book. And you want to know what's funny? When I was getting all my information for my book review, I discovered I've actually read F.T. Lukens before. I read a book of theirs called Zenith Dream, and I read it years ago, and I did not like it. I'm glad I didn't remember that, because I really feel like it would have colored my view of this book. But considering how well this one was written, I want to go back and reread that entire trilogy now. I want to read more of their stuff, because I'm incredibly impressed with Spellbound. So, brief summary, the book follows Sun and Rook. They are two apprentices to two mages. So this is kind of like an urban fantasy, right? Romantasy. Antonia Hex is probably one of the most powerful sorceresses alive, but she's not allowed an apprentice. She takes Rook as her apprentice, despite A, him not being able to see the ley lines of magic and being able to cast magic, and B, not being allowed to have an apprentice given what happened with her previous apprentice. I'm not going to say what, because that actually is very important to the plot and I don't want to spoil it. Now, Sun is the apprentice to Hex's frenemy, Fable. Fable is very rule-abiding, but they have a really interesting dynamic, those two, and to be perfectly honest, I loved it. First of all, Antonia Hex is amazing. I love her snarkiness. I love her unwavering belief in Rook and helping him learn how to cast magic despite not being able to see the ley lines. You know, Antonia Hex reveals a secret. She's like, okay, look, I know what the consortium says, that you can't cast magic if you can't see the ley lines, but that's not actually true. And it's like, what? Shocker! So, Rook begins his journey to connect with something he lost. You know, his grandmother was a sorceress, and once she died, he was cast out of the society. You know, it's like, oh, I'm going to say it, you're a muggle, so you can't have anything to do with the Sorcerer's Society anymore. You can't be a part of that community. This was his life. This was his home. And all of a sudden, it's like cut off to him. It feels like he's lost a limb. His relationship with Sun is so absolutely wholesome. Oh my god, it was so cute. I loved every single bit about it. I'm going to say Spellbound is definitely a character-driven story. And it does have a dual POV. You are following Rook and you are following Sun. You're following who they are as characters. You really do get to see a lot of character development. And their character development hinges a lot on their frenemy to romance relationship. Sun believes in Rook. He has no doubt. It's just like, you have magic. Like, it. Not he, they, sorry, pronouns are important. They have no doubt that Rook has magic in them. They see the magic in them. And I think it's so, God, it was wholesome, it was sweet, it was engaging, and I loved it. I mean, the story is nonstop, it's action-packed. The moment one of these characters turns into a cat, I was sold, I was done for. Because then you really do get to see just how trusting these characters are in one another and how they believe in one another. And when they get to the end, and then there's that whole blow up with the consortium, and Antonia Hex just blows everyone away with her awesomeness, you're seeing the found family trope come alive. Antonia, Fable, Sun, Rook, and God, why can't I remember her name? She's literally introduced near the end of the book, and I don't have her in my notes, unfortunately, but she is someone from Rook's past, who used to be his babysitter when he was a kid. So all 5 of them together make up this beautiful, quirky, found family, and I love it. I loved every bit about this story. I think it was well-paced. I think the character development was amazing. I love the romance aspect, and I'm not a romance reader. I think we've established that. I love the romance aspect because it really does hinge on these 2 characters really forming a bond of trust and friendship before anything else. And I think it's cute. It's cute. It's just cute and wholesome, and I love it, and I recommend this book to everyone. So if you're really into romantasy, enemies to lovers, found family, action, magic, go ahead and pick up Spellbound by Lukens. This book has made me want to go read more of Lukens' books, and I'm pretty much going to go pick up Deeper Waters, and So This Is Ever After when I get a chance to, because it's just phenomenal. This story was just phenomenal and cute and wholesome, and I loved it. So, if it's any surprise to anyone, I'm going to give this book a soft 5 out of 5 stars. I say soft because I think I'm letting my bias cover me here. When I first finished reading the book, I gave it 4. But now that I'm gushing over it and I have no complaints about this book whatsoever, I have to give it a 5. So, 5 out of 5 stars. If you want to purchase the book, I will include links in the description on where to purchase. And on that note, I hope you all will continue to support me here by liking this podcast, subscribing to it, and sharing it with all your book-loving friends. You can also become a supporter on Spotify for podcasters. There's a link to become a monthly supporter for just 99 cents. And you can also become a supporter on Buy Me Coffee, Ko-fi, Patreon, by purchasing one of my handmade candles or following any of my other social media platforms. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.